We all made gaming videos when we were younger, whether that be on Call of Duty, FIFA or even Minecraft. We would make videos in the hopes of becoming the next big thing. And for some of us this was just a childish phase that we would grow out of, and we would then follow careers in other areas. But some of us would use this as a foundation to build a skill set and become an influencer or get a job in the media industry. And I covered a creator recently who fits into this category, with that being Visa. But today we'll be looking at someone with a very similar journey, but there's a few key differences which makes it so I'm not just rehashing the same point in this video. The subject of today's video is Niran, also known as FNG on YouTube, a creator who has also been able to blend FIFA and football news content together perfectly. But before we go any further into today's video, please do not forget to like the video and comment down below your thoughts and suggestions for future content down below, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to be notified anytime I go live and upload a new video. It really does help the channel grow and helps me produce better content. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into today's video, the rise of FNG. Some of you may be asking, Nathan, who is Niran? Well, Niran is a 26-year-old YouTuber who focuses his content around football, discussing a range of different topics. And he has two huge personal issues he has to overcome to get to where he is today. These consist of having a horrendous trim 90% of the time, and the other one is being a lot more serious, is the fact that he supports the Liverpool Football Club. I personally don't think I could live with these issues, so I 100% respect him for making a name for himself with these handicaps affecting his day-to-day life. But his biggest achievement isn't overcoming these issues, it is actually being featured on KSI's top 5 goals of the week. And if you don't believe me, go check his Twitter bio. Unlike a lot of people that I've covered on this channel, Niran hasn't been involved in any dramas, or none that I'm aware of anyway. Which is actually a pleasant change, because although it makes a video a lot more interesting, I do prefer it when creators just get on with making videos and just live their lives instead of all of these scams and petty internet beefs. And now that we've established who Niran is, you may be wondering, what does he actually do and how has he made a name for himself? Well, we're going to be discussing that in just a moment. Niran would launch his channel FNG on the 31st of March 2013, uploading his first video 5 days later where he would start a career mode with Aston Villa. What is it with people making career mode series with these claret and blue teams? I'll never know. But anyway, Niran would then go on to start releasing FIFA 14 news videos in the lead up to the launch of the game, and he would also mix in these videos with him playing Grid 2 and other FIFA content. After the release of FIFA 14, Niran would start his Aston Villa career mode over again, but this time just on the latest edition of the game. And you'd be forgiven at this point for thinking he was a fan of Villa. This is also the period in time where one of Niran's other key interests would be discovered, where he started uploading F1 content, him playing the F1 game, to be specific. This will be a lot more important later down the line though. And in November of 2014, Niran would release a Q&A to celebrate him hitting 1.5k subscribers, which shows that his content was clearly working. And he would gain a further 500 subscribers in February 2015 and reach 2k subscribers, and it wouldn't stop there though, with him reaching 4k in June of the same year. It's safe to say that Niran was starting to make a name for himself with his FIFA and F1 hybrid content. He would start the following year by reaching 10k subscribers, with him doing a giveaway to celebrate this milestone. This is some really impressive growth, especially at the time as well. And you fast forward to 2018, where Niran would reach his first major subscriber milestone on the 23rd of December, in which he accumulated his first 100,000 subscribers, which is a huge achievement and definitely an early Christmas present. This was only the beginning though, because 3 months later Niran would create his most famous series, which would make him the man he is today. And some of you might be wondering, Nathan, what is this series and how could it be so popular? Well, that series is called... On March the 6th, 2019, Niran released a video called It's Time to Stop Neymar FTW. This is basically just the footballing equivalent of Will Any series This Week on the Internet. And this first episode is currently sat on 799k views as the point of recording this video, and is obviously subject to rise. And it is safe to say this series got off to a flying start and really set the foundation for what was to come. Although none of the videos in this series are in Niran's top 25 most viewed videos, they are a huge fan favourite. And it was this series in particular which first brought my eyes to Niran's content, and I went on to binge a bunch of these videos, listening to them as I did college work in 2021, which now that I think about it makes me feel really old. But anyway, moving on, Niran's ability to combine popular stories and lesser known stories from leagues across the world was a breath of fresh air. But it's Niran's ability to deliver the facts in a comedic and entertaining fashion that really makes the series tick. And in the first 8 months of this series airing, Niran would gain a further 200k subscribers, catapulting him to 300k in total, which is a very respectable figure, and it really did show that he was clearly doing something right. And as the series runtime went on, the host would launch new segments to keep the series fresh. These would include, firstly, Still 0-0. Still 0-0 gives a spotlight on the week's best Sunday league and amateur football stories and clips. This is a great way of giving attention to grassroots football in this country, which is the foundation of many local communities along with other grassroots sports. This is then followed by 2 continental features, being Romania this week and Indonesia this week. These 2 international segments give viewers an insight into leagues they wouldn't usually follow. Although they are just a little fun segment and use as comic relief, they do have the potential to bring a new set of eyes to the leagues in question. And obviously this is a positive because a lot of these lesser leagues outside of Europe's top 5 leagues and outside of Europe as a whole don't really get a lot of coverage in English speaking media. So with Niran giving an English audience a peek into these leagues' best stories every week, it can help the leagues commercially. Even if it's not by much, it's still a positive. The following segment after this is called The Beautiful Game. This is potentially my favourite segment, and it is dedicated to showcasing the worst tackles, and believe me, there are some proper belters in there. And I can't really find any deeper meaning or wider impact that this segment has. It's just pure entertainment, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. The following segment, being the Goals of the Week segment, is quite self-explanatory as well, and is once again just showcases some of the finest arts in football, and not really much to say here, so I'll swiftly move on. The final segment on this list is a bit of a rogue fixture that only really shows up on special occasions, and this is called Croquet This Week. This special fixture is saved for when Liverpool put in an embarrassing performance when Niran just wants to avoid topics of football at all costs. And I always wait for when this segment makes an appearance. Anyway, the inclusion of these unique segments mixed in with the coverage of football in the top 5 leagues really gives the show an edge over its competitors. The key to Niran's success in this field wasn't luck, but instead innovation. He took an idea that had been beaten to death and put his own spin on it to make it stand out from existing shows. So if you take anything away from this video, let it be that innovating on existing ideas is the key to making a successful product in the online media space, and really just in business in general. Just look at an idea, think of how you can improve it, put your own spin on it, and then bam, with hard work you'll get a successful product. But is this all Niran's known for? Is he just known for doing this one football show? Well, let's look at some of his other endeavours. Niran hasn't just thrown all of his eggs into one basket when it comes to content. Although he doesn't really upload FIFA content anymore, obviously excluding the gameplay he uses for Football This Week, I'm just more talking about content where FIFA is strictly the focus. That content has took a bit of a backseat. He has also followed a similar path to Visa, where he uploads a lot of think pieces on different topics in football. These include obvious subjects such as the Jadon Sancho situation and Neymar's career as a whole, with many more obviously thrown in there, but these are 2 main examples. Niran is also partnered with Lando Norris's gaming and fashion brand in their content creation division. This leads back to earlier when I mentioned Niran's interests in Formula 1. Partnering with a brand created by one of the F1's biggest personalities must be a dream come true for him, and you've got to respect it. Niran has built his brand around his personality and not his content, And you might be wondering, Nathan, what do you mean by that? Well, let me explain it to you. Basically, as a content creator, you can obviously either be defined by your content, so the videos you put out, the subjects you cover. An example of this is a lot of career mode YouTubers, but I'll use Docs as an example, the career mode YouTuber Docs, right? Although he's relatively entertaining, and I used to watch his videos a lot, like back in the day when I was a bit younger and I was more into like FIFA career mode and stuff, he's built his brand and his channel around career mode content, which makes it a bit harder for him to branch out if he gets burnt out or if the views start to dry up on that sort of content. Whereas Niran's channel is built around, well, it's built around Niran. His content is very much personality driven, meaning he can dip his toes into different genres of content. Well, within reason, of course. He probably couldn't start doing makeup tutorials. I feel like that wouldn't really go down too well. But this is because people tune into his videos for him and not the subject matter at hand. So people, like, if he was to continue doing his career modes with Aston Villa, people would tune in for Niran and not the career mode at hand. Well, some people might tune in for the career mode, but most people tune in for Niran. And this obviously makes him a lot more versatile and marketable to different audiences, which obviously opens him up to plenty of different brand deals in the future, not just limiting himself to football and F1 and etc. And it's just that it is a good like sort of model to base your channel off if you become a YouTuber. Be known for who you are and not just what you make. And that's kind of why my channel is my name, because I'm Nathan. I want to be known as Nathan. I don't just want to be known as the guy that makes video essays on random like content creators. But with that out of the way, it now leads me on to everybody's favorite part of the video, my conclusion. And why does everyone love the conclusion? Because you get to see my face. What more could you ask for? Here we are at the conclusion with my face visible on the screen. And to be fair, today's conclusion's not going to be very long, because there's not really much to speak about. All I've really got to say on Niran and his content and his channel is that, like, I respect everything about it, really. I respect that he's made a name for himself doing what he enjoys, the fact that he's kept out of drama and just been very, like, focused on just getting the content out, really, and not being dragged into any of these petty little arguments or scamming his fans, or just, you know, just any of it, really. Because again, a lot of the people that I've covered in this series so far have had their fair share of controversies where they've just done something absolutely stupid and sort of ruined their public image a little bit. But Niran hasn't done that, and it is quite admirable, especially as someone that started YouTube at, like, I think he was like 14, 15, like, especially someone that started at that age. It is very easy to do something crazy, you know, in those ages, especially on the internet. You know, we've all been there. But you know, it's admirable to see that he's made a name for himself. He's done all of this with no controversy or minimal controversy. I haven't seen anything. There might be something out there that I've missed, but from all my research that I've done, I haven't seen anything. So I can only go off what I've seen in it. Like, if there is something that I'm missing, obviously feel free to comment it down below. But yeah, there isn't really much else that I have to say. Like, it's just I like his content. Since I started watching it, which was obviously in 2021, I like his content. I can't say I watch it all the time because, strictly speaking, although I make a lot of football content, I don't really watch football videos when it comes to YouTube, which might seem weird. You might be thinking, "Oh, Nathan, why do you make that content if you don't watch it yourself?" And I enjoy talking about it, but I don't always enjoy watching it. Obviously, you've seen me do a few reactions on stream and stuff. But yeah, Niran's videos are good. Niran's content is good, and obviously I don't agree with everything he says. I don't have to agree with everything he says. You don't have to agree with everything I say. You know, you don't have to agree with anything everyone says. But I like his content. I like him as a person. I think he's a cool guy, and very respectable. And he's definitely a good role model for people starting out and looking to get their foot in the door. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry there was been a big gap between the last one and this one. I've been ill. I've had stuff to do, like, personally in it, so, like, and then obviously I wanted to start streaming a bit, because I was ill and I didn't have like the time to sit down and stare at the screen all day. I thought it would be easier to just get like an hour stream out. But yeah, anyway, gonna try get these videos back out a bit more consistently. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please like the video, comment down below your opinions, what you want to see next, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to be notified. Wait, can you hear that? Like, can you hear how bunged up my nose is? To be notified anytime that I go live or upload a new video. And subscribing obviously does really help the channel out, helps me grow, and helps me, you know, produce better content. But yeah, I've been Nathan, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
On shut down cases, they belly dots to the can't see faces, chasing the bad guy chase it. You don't wanna be the one like Ace and like GTA trying to turn them out wasted. Aye, tell a bad bitch come break it, body come mad, come shake it, then get back to the basics, bro done shut down cases, they belly dots to the